One of the first things to consider when locking your bike up is its location. Now, it might be tempting to find a quiet alleyway because less thieves are going to see it, right? Well, actually, this is one of Thieves' favourite places because they're going to have time to break your locks without anybody looking on. So if you've got a choice, choose a fairly busy place, a square like this, where there's plenty of people walking by. Hopefully, this will be a deterrent to most thieves. And if there's still somebody with the audacity to try and steal your bike, a member of the public might stop them, and you'll have your pride and joy still safely in your hands. Another thing worth considering is if there's a police station nearby, that's a great place to lock your bike up. But try not to leave it somewhere where a thief knows you're going to be inside for some time. Your place of work, for example. The next thing you want to consider is the type of lock. Now, of course, there's a huge range of them on the market, which vary wildly in both price and quality. In general, of course, the more you spend, the better the quality of lock you're going to get. Here in the UK, we've got a rating system which goes from gold through to bronze. In Europe, meanwhile, there's an ART rating system which goes from 1 through to 5 stars. We would recommend that if you spent more than the grand on your bike, you spend at least 100 on a decent lock. That's going to be really, really worthwhile. I've got a few different locks down here at the moment. 1 is ideal, 2 is fantastic. Let's take a look at them now. This first one here is called a D lock. Sometimes it's called a U lock. I sometimes call it an N lock. Whichever you want to call it, it's the gold standard of locks. This one's got a security rating in ART of 3 stars, which is pretty good, and these are really hard for most thieves to get into. Of course, if you've got a very hardened professional, they're probably going to find a way. We've got a couple of those down here. The next one are a chain lock, and as the name would suggest, it's simply a hardcore chain which is covered by some sort of fabric to stop it from scratching your bike, and it's combined with a padlock to put it all together and lock it into place. We've also got this lock extension, simply a piece of flexi cable which really should be used in conjunction with one of these first 2 locks to really make your bike extra secure. And finally, we've got this, which can simply fit in your back pocket. It's not going to deter many thieves, but if you're in the country, you stopped at a cafe, you just want to spend 2 minutes going inside to order your coffee, it might at least deter an opportunist. Next thing to think about is what you want to lock your bike up to. Now, more and more towns and cities around the world are providing the public with specific bike racks like this one, which is absolutely perfect. But if you don't have that luxury, then you want to find something which is fixed firmly to the ground, either bolted or cemented like a lamppost. But make sure it's high enough that a thief can't simply pick your bike up with the lock, put it over the top and ride off of it. Alternatively, metal railings are a good option. The final thing that you want to put some major consideration into is exactly how you lock the bike up. Now, it might sound simple, but actually there's a lot of people out there that still make a common mistake. It's very easy. Simply put your D-lock through around a part of your frame, lock it up and be done with it. But the problem with that is that most bikes these days, of course, have quick release wheels. So if you've got a drug addict walking nearby who wants his next hit of EPO, that's going to be some very, very easy cash. So this is where a lock extension really comes in handy because we want to secure both of those wheels as well. Take your D-lock and start by putting it both around the frame and the wheel here at the back. Now, you can put the lock extension around here, but what that means is that if a thief does manage to break the D-lock, then this is also going to be coming off as well. So start by just putting the D-lock on, locking it up, and then taking the extension, put that around the front wheel and right the way through the D-lock as well. Taking your second padlock, now that is about as secure as we're going to get it. But there is still something wrong here, and that is we've left some extremely valuable accessories, some of which in fact are almost priceless. So anything extra that you've got on your bike, like a computer, a garment that we've got on here, a bottle, anything else you don't want to get nicked, like the saddlebag here at the back, just take them with you so that thieves can't nick them. And finally, this saddle is an Allen key fixing, but if there is somebody very well prepared with some Allen keys, that's going to be very, very easy for them to take off. And this is worth in the region of £60 to £70, so it's another consideration worth making.